Good morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is time for another day in the life. It has been a while since I have shown my face in the everyday living over here in the Gravel house, but we've been in school. This is our 4th week, and so I thought it would be fun to show you a little day in the life behind the scenes of how our school routine is going for us. And it will just give you an idea also of how I implement our routines, our schedule, our reading, since we're following more of an Ambleside online this year, and just the little behind the scenes of what a day looks like with a family of 4 kids. So I worked out early this morning. I get up and my mom joins me. We work out from around 6:30 to 8, give or take, and then my boys sometimes wake up. My littlest one actually slept in this morning. And then we come in and we have breakfast. Today we had smoothies with some sourdough bread. And then we sit down as a family and we actually do our Bible with Dad. My husband works from home, and so we have a little bit of a flexibility in our morning time. So that works really well for us. So today we read a part of Psalms 119. We follow our church. They have like a Bible reading through the year kind of thing. So we do that together. We do the Old Testament together, I should say, not the New Testament. We do that individually. And also, a lot of things happening over here. In the mornings, right now, we have attempted to potty train the 18-month-old. Is that going well? Not really. But all my kids potty trained before 2 years old, and so I'm very determined to at least give it our best go at it in the morning time. So then when he wakes up from his nap, I don't really worry about it. Not until I have a successful number 2 in the toilet. That will really, for all my kids, once they went number 2 on the toilet, I feel like that was like the changing in their mind. And so we're doing it in the mornings until we get a successful number 2 in the toilet. So I'm just going to curl my hair a little bit because I have some things to do later today, and get dressed and finish my routine while the kids finish their routine.
I'm gonna put toys in there. Mom, what are you gonna put toys in there?
Yeah, that's
well,
fine.
David.
Geez. Okay, so our routine currently, because I have an 18-month-old, and today he's actually extra busy and cranky because I think he's cutting some molars. So I gave him something for that. So the girls, they basically do what they can do without me sitting down with them with 100% of my attention.
I know.
Except they need help right now. So Adelaide is over here. She's working on her typing, which she can't find it, so I'll help you in a second. And then Juliet is working on a math test. It's her first one in Gamma, right?
Yep.
Yeah, multiplication. So she just started the Matthew C. Gamma, which she's really excited about. And then Adelaide will do her typing. Adelaide, can you show me your assignment sheet there real quick? So I've been printing these for them, and basically they'll just do what they can without me, and then when this little guy goes to sleep, we will immediately go to more of our morning time, family time work, and anything that they might need my help with. And so once we get to that part of our morning, I will walk you through kind of a day in the life of our school. So we might get a little work done here. You want that down? Here, take it down. Oh, you were trying to get the balls? Well, thankfully I don't have to worry about him putting those in his mouth anymore. He's really good about not doing that.
Mom, do you want to see what's really loud? You want to see what's really loud?
Oh yeah, the recorder. Oh my goodness. So we had pee-pee accent, poo-poo accent. I decided to get him in a diaper. So that's it for today for that potty training attempt. Michael nodded his ear, okay? So we're just going to let them play. So I'll have to give a full homeschool room and how I'm organizing things, but we have been making some changes. We finished our girls' room over here.
We did?
This room?
Well, the curtain isn't.
It's finished, yeah. We need a little curtain, but everything else is finished. And then the schoolroom, we still have lots to do, but at least it's somewhat organized, and I feel like we've had a good flow the last few weeks. So, good job, Juliet. 100% on test 1.
Done.
Put your name on there, though. So me and Michael, since they were really into music this morning, we decided to read a book, one of our books on music. So we just learned about which song, Michael?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. We just found out the Happy Birthday was written in 1890 by 2 sisters. So cool. This is a really just neat book, and it's got all these like little lift flaps, and we're learning all about music this morning while the girls do their stuff and we wait for him for his nap time countdown.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's it, right? Yeah. All right. You can see the remnants of our basement things happening, but the 18-month-old, 19-month-old, actually he just turned 19 months old. He is now asleep, and so the kids know what we gotta do.
Family stuff.
We gotta do family stuff. We gotta do anything that involves mom, because now I have our complete focus here. And sometimes we do have to break for lunch, but our breakfast was at like 9-ish, so they're just getting a snack, and we're gonna get to go to work. So let me show you what we have going on today. So I picked up on this little notebook thing here last week for 25 cents, and that is what I'm using right now. And I wrote out like what I need to pre-read. And then this is what we're doing today. So we have here basically 4 books. So we're going to be reviewing a Spanish lesson and doing a Spanish lesson. We're doing this one as a family instead of Juliet doing it by herself for year 2. So we're reading one of those. We have a short lesson in here on Earth surfaces. And then we have a lesson in history here. So we'll do each of these. And then the girls, if narration is necessary for these 3 books, they will do their narrations with me, and we'll show you what that looks like.
Mezclo,
Mezclo,
hago,
hago, hoja. I put some yellow in my lid. You want to guess? Pongo
Pongo un poco de azul en mi tapa.
All right. Let's listen to her.
pongo un poco de amarillo en mi tapa.
Pongo un poco de amarillo en mi tapa. I add some blue to the yellow. Agrego un poco de azul el amero.
Color verde coincide con la hoja.
All right. I paint the picture.
Pinto una pintura.
Pinto una pintura. Hi. This is what book our geography is going to be from. And for right now, we're going to be doing the surfaces of the earth. So we're going to be reading part 1 today. See, one thing that I like about these books is the lessons are really short. So we're going to read that, and then I'm going to have the girls give me their narration.
Where does hat go?
All right, I'm not going to tell you about what we read today because the girls said they would share their narrations from our chapter on the surface of the earth. Juliet, take a minute and share with us the narration of today's chapter.
Okay. So,
Michael, can you be quiet for a minute?
Okay. So, we were talking about how there is like a lot of, there's more water on like the western of the hemisphere
Yep.
than the eastern. Western.
Good.
Because the Western has less land. The Eastern has less water.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very good.
so then and we're talking about how there's much more, how there's like tiny islands in the sea, in the Atlantic Pacific Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
That in North America there's more like little chunks of water
Mm-hmm.
in America, in North America than South America.
Yeah, that's right.
South America, and South America is a bit tinier.
Yeah, it is. There's definitely less land mass in South America. Good.
A lot of fishing.
A lot of fishing, yeah. Good. Are you
Yeah.
done?
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
Adelaide,
gonna
would you
say
like to
that-
narrate our chapter?
Yeah, all that and that.
Well, you can repeat it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do narrations independently, but for geography, I'm fine with them giving it to me together.
And that over here when Juliet was talking about how there's like big like what's it called, like little like gaps in between the nations over there. It might have been because of the flood that happened, and they got like separated. And that since this one's tinier, it doesn't really have these kind of gaps.
Did Mommy read about the flood today, though?
No.
No. That's okay, though. That's a good observation.
And there's more
Connecting
water
those
on
connections.
this side, down this side.
Uh-huh.
And there's a lot of tiny islands that I've never actually really noticed.
So that's their narration, which was adequate for today's lesson. We just discussed the different types of surfaces we have and really comparing, water and land masses. So they both did a good job.
This one has more water, this one has more land.
Yeah, regurgitating that lesson. So we're going to go ahead and read our Parables of Nature book while they play with their Play-Doh, because this takes us about 15 to 20 minutes. It's kind of like, if you've never read this book, we love it. It's kind of like a habit / character building. Nice snowman. Habit / character building type of book. So we only read one of these every couple weeks, and this is the first one that we are reading this year because I decided to make it part of our family reading, which is how we treated it last year. So I'm excited to dive into that. Yeah. So that was a really, we just finished discussing the chapter in here. It was the knowledge of limiting belief. I just really recommend this book. I feel like every time we've done it,
we love it so much, and we never forget it because we like it so much that we just keep thinking over and over again in our minds, so we can't forget it.
So we recently canned some pickles. And Adelaide had a little snacky snack, and Juliet too. They're yummy, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we have one more short reading. This is a very short reading, so we're going to go ahead and get that done, and then we'll break for lunch. And then the girls have independent work to...
Mama, I have an idea. Could you read while we eat lunch?
No,
Can we eat lunch?
we'll get this done, and then we'll break for lunch, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so now that we have finished all of our group enrichment studies, I'll just show you the girls have left. So this is Juliet's Burgess Book of Animals we're going to do together, and we're also going to read Tree in the Trail. Let me see yours.
Too.
Just poor Richard. And then she has to listen to Age of Fable on her audiobook and finish her storybook of science, and she has to do her math lesson.
And
So.
I have to do.
All right, so let's do a little afternoon check-in here. It is roughly 3:15, and we have just finished school for the day. And that has, I would say, 3 out of 4 days. We have been finishing around 2 to 3 o'clock for the last. This is our 4th week. And that is much later than we have in the previous 5 years. There's a few reasons for that, as I am coming to grips with it. And I'm still kind of making adjustments with our year. But a couple things are happening. First of all, Ambleside Online is very new to us, and my daughter is in year 4, so she has a lot of readings. We have a toddler who's currently having some crackers and milk for a little quick snack, because he just got up from his nap. Anyways, that is a huge factor. And trying to have the kids do what they can by themselves. Hang on a second. Hold on a second, guys. I'm on my vlog here. That is a big part of it, because he is a distraction, and the kids are trying to learn to focus with him, and then he doesn't go to bed till like 11. So anyways, we are trying to figure that out, trying to, maybe get done around 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock. We took about an hour-long lunch today. So when it all said and done, we probably only spent like 3 to 4 hours on actual schoolwork, which isn't too bad. So anyway, plans for the rest of the day. I have to take a little pause here, and I need to reset the kitchen. I need to clean up the breakfast and the lunch. I need to do any dinner prep, which would be really easy. I just gotta make sure I have some cheese sliced up. I have enough pickles from the garden to do a batch of probably 4 or 5 pint jars. So I'm gonna get those pickles done. And we also made some lemon yellow summer squash bread the other day, but it needs its lemon glaze. So I'm gonna actually whip up the glaze here in a minute, because I want us to try it just for an afternoon snack. So those are the important things. And then I want to get outside. I'll give you guys like a little update of the garden and what it looks like here at the end of August, and just give you a little update on all the things happening around here. Baby, are you teething? Teething. Not so happy, baby. But I am enjoying this deliciousness. So I will definitely link this recipe, but if you have too many summer squash to deal with, because like I just picked 4 more summer squash. This tastes amazing. It kind of reminds me of a lemon pound cake, and then it has like a honey lemon glaze on top. Anyway, just served up half of that for the kids, and it tastes so good. But this boy has been more ornery than he has in months. So the only thing I can think of is he's teething, his little molars. It's just making him really clingy. So we're gonna go outside. We're gonna see if a little sunshine, will break up the day for him. He was outside playing with his siblings, but then he just kept wanting mama, right? Mama? Anyway, so that's how life flows. I might still get the pickles done if I can get him to take an afternoon nap, or for him to just hang out with his siblings. Otherwise, show must go on. Okay, so this is going to be one of the easiest meals you're ever going to see. Not necessarily the most healthy, but somewhat. But this is what's for dinner, and the kids all loved it. Recommended by my mom, so I'm making it again. Also, I think I harvested enough green beans that I'm going to also saute these fresh, yummy green beans. These ones were from a friend. They're like a purple green bean. Anyway, they're yummy. Definitely want to plant more green beans next year, so that I'm making more than we can eat, because we have eaten them as fast as we have harvested them. So anyway, I'll give you an update for hopefully the garden if the sun goes down. It's so hot out there. But all I'm going to do here is cook up this pound of ground beef. And then once it's cooked, I'm going to add 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. This one is gluten-free. So with cream of mushroom soup, I try to get the healthier option, just because it's got a lot of otherwise additives in it. Then you're going to put that on the bottom of the pan. And then I'm going to put a layer of tater tots. And then I'm going to shred this whole block of cheddar cheese, and I'm going to sprinkle that on top, and then it cooks for like 30 minutes, and you broil it, and it's going to be really good. And then we're going to have a side of green beans on the side. So that is going to be dinner. And just an update, I'm not getting the pickling done today. But they're not so ripe where I can't do it tomorrow. Otherwise, I guess if you have a garden and ripe produce, you just have to stay up late because of little children. That's just part of life, right? But they're not too ripe, and I've been keeping them in the fridge, and I just picked a whole bunch more pickles today, cucumber pickles. So I'm just gonna try and do that tomorrow and put it for another day, because it's like 6 o'clock and I'm gonna be getting dinner done. And like I said, David's been just kind of clingy today, so it's not gonna get any better for the next hour and a half before he goes to sleep. So anyways, if you want to see more of like day-to-day things on a more regular basis, then definitely hop over and follow me on Instagram. I'm quite active on there and sharing a little more bits and pieces of like our day-to-day homeschool life, things that we eat, my favorite health tips, all the things. So if you are on Instagram and you want to see more like behind the scenes, then definitely check me out there. Okay, let me just show you how basic this is. So I'm just going to, and I could make this a double batch, but I don't need any leftovers in the fridge because we already have enough leftovers, so I just made it a single batch. So we'll have no trouble eating all this, but just move the meat around, and then hash browns for that. And then the cheddar cheese on top. And then I'm going to stick it in the oven. And it takes like 30-40 minutes for it to be done. The green beans, I'm not doing anything fancy. This is just some ghee. You can use butter. And I am going to cut them in half because that seemed to work better for the kids. And then some of these are even sweet peas. I'm telling you, it's just like whatever I picked from the garden today. But we are loving the fresh produce so much. And I'm sure we'll be very sad once the garden dies. But we're thinking about doing it even bigger next year. Just because we really enjoyed it. So, and then this is that everything seasoning. I've done this a few times with peppers and onions as well, but tonight I'm just going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to saute it with some of this, which makes everything taste amazing, right? So these, I'm just going to have them here on like a low-ish setting. There's no hurry since we're waiting for dinner. And I will let these saute nice and good. Still a little bit crunchy. We like them, but not too crunchy. So I'm going to go ahead and let those cook. Okay, so now that the sun is finally down enough, I'm just going to give you guys a quick update for those that are invested in my garden saga. So this is our first in August. I should have staked the tomatoes with heavier duty stakes so they completely just kind of like fell over. But there is a lot of tomatoes on there, and I've already picked quite a few. So you can't see, but there's a ton of fruit. They just literally fell over. They should be like this tall, like the one up against the house here. But we had a huge storm that just knocked them all down because I got these flimsy stakes, which I will never do again. And so here we are. But bush beans are still producing actually some, believe it or not. And I didn't replant them. I originally was gonna like pull them and replant them, but not this year. These are all now starting to produce. I have had to keep an eye on Japanese beetles. In fact, I see one right up there, but I've been just kind of knocking them off in a bowl of water every couple days because you can see the damage that they've done. But so far, we've been able to, keep them maintained enough where it's not really hurting the yield. And then here, these ones are on their last leg, so you can see, but I've got a lot of produce from them. So those were you can see they have a little bit of that mold, but not too bad. And then Over here is more. And I think that really came down to me just planting too much in this space, which was a, you know, lesson learned, new lesson learned. So I ended up pulling the broccoli because just with the earwig damage, and then they got some worms. It basically was a sacrificial plant, which is fine. It's just too much. Anyway, so we have the cherry tomatoes. This is one cherry tomato, if you can believe it. And that is what happens when you get indeterminates and you don't keep up with it. It turns into a literal tree. The peppers are all doing very good. I'm very happy with the peppers. I only lost one plant to the storm that got knocked over, so I definitely would do better stakes for even the pepper plants. But they're doing really good. And this is 2 cherry tomatoes, which have completely taken over my sidewalk here. But we've got a lot, and they're still producing new ones. So anyway, and it's my husband taking 2 cold of ice baths.
Why are you filming?
Because I am. Too long, just too long. Green beans are looking amazing. Dinner is looking amazing. I am going to wrap up tonight's vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed this little more peek behind the scene in our homeschool morning. And I love sharing these and should do them more often. Often just don't think about it. So if you like these kinds of videos, then make sure to give this one a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.